This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the GORUCK Kit Bag 2.0, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So as you might be able to tell just by looking at it, or that because it's a GORUCK bag, we have very durable materials here. The primary pack material is a 1000D CORDURA. I feel like I'm gonna say it a bunch, but this material is very durable. It has good water resistance, and just overall, I think it looks pretty sleek. There were a couple loose threads on this thing when we first got it. There's one right there. Nothing major. It's just, you see that with bags, it happens. It doesn't, affect usage or anything like that, but I thought it was worth pointing out. The zippers on this thing are from YKK. This main compartment one has a nice fabric belt on it. So YKK zippers, they're the best in the biz. Nothing to really complain about here. This one has the cover here because if it was raining and this was like sitting down on the ground or something, the rain could pool here and the water could get inside. But because of that welt, it kind of gives it that little bit of extra protection. The front pocket here doesn't have one, but water's probably just gonna roll down that anyways. I really dig the pulls on these things. It's just a heat shrunk plastic around almost like a shoelace material. Just really easy to grab onto. I dig it. The straps on the clips on the strap here are made of, I think it's probably aluminum, but some kind of metal here. Very durable. They do add a bit of weight, but overall that added ruggedness, and they don't come off at all. I don't often have an issue with straps coming off, but this is not coming off when you don't want it to. So that's a nice inclusion. The D-rings on the side there are metal as well. So you've got metal on metal, so it's not gonna bend or break or anything like that. It can be a little bit loud. I'm sure you guys can hear that, but I don't know. If that's only if you're moving it around a lot. Like if you're just carrying it, it's really not an issue overall. Got these two carry straps here. No padding or anything like that, but nice and easy to get up and go. But we'll get into more about carrying this thing in just a minute. Got two water bottle pockets on either side here. So I've got my 32-ounce Nalgene in this one over here right now. And these pockets are pretty big, but they don't have any elastic or anything like that. So they don't really grab onto a bottle, which is nice and not nice depending on what you're using it for. But for something like this could in theory fall out if you were to, not necessarily, you don't have to flip it upside down, but if you were to just kind of be at an awkward angle. So what I do is I actually put the clip here onto the D-ring through my water bottle loop there. Not all water bottles have a loop, but that's just ensuring that it's not going to go anywhere even if it does fall out of this pocket. But overall, there's not a ton going on here. We do have a hook and loop fastener patch there. That's the GORUCK logo, but you could put whatever you wanted to on there to kind of give this a little bit of personality, considering it is all black. So you can go completely sleek or personalize it. So when it comes to the harness system, we have these two straps here, which I briefly mentioned earlier. No padding or anything like that, but you just kind of grab them, get up and go. If you were to have to hold on to this for a really long time and you had a lot of heavy gear inside of here, which you can do because of these durable materials, you don't have to worry about the materials breaking or anything like that. So that would maybe start to dig in a little bit on your hands, but overall in my experience, it's been pretty good. Obviously not gonna be as comfortable if there was some padding there, but I think they work just fine how they are, and they kind of blend in nicely. They're not very large, and they can kind of just be out of the way when you're not using them either on top or on the sides like that. Moving on to the strap, we do have some padding on this part of the bag. It's pretty dense padding, so I find that to be pretty comfortable. It has, it does bend, but it doesn't have a lot of malleability, if that is even a word. So it's not gonna move around a bunch, but it does when you obviously have weight in this pack. It's gonna conform to your shoulder or wherever you have it. It doesn't move around, so you kind of have to get crafty with the adjustments on these metal adjusters here. There's a metal adjuster right here, and then another metal adjuster on this side, which I kind of got a little cockeyed right now, but it works for me personally. Overall, I found it to be pretty comfortable, but if you're used to really cushy padding or you want some breathable mesh, you're obviously not gonna get that. So I did wear this on a walk to kind of give it a test of how hot it would get, and I did have a sweat mark on my shirt right here, but I'm kind of prone to sweating, so it might not be so much for you, but obviously with no aeration or anything like that, and on a hot day, Michigan in the summer, it's gonna get warm. So this is how I tended to wear this thing most often. As you can see, I've got the padding on my right shoulder right now. You can wear it either way. You just have to adjust it to make sure that that padding is where you want it to be. Because if I were to switch this over to my other shoulder right now, it's gonna be kind of switched because I don't have it directly in the center. So it's not gonna be in the right place. So if this thing was movable, the padding, you would be able to get a little bit more versatility out of it. But I mean, this thing still is versatile. You just have to kind of adjust the strap to make it that way. So this is how I wore it most often, but there are quite a few ways you can wear it. You could wear it on just one shoulder like this, a crossbody the other way, or you can wear it on your back and the side or on the front, or you can take it off completely and then just carry it like this at your side if you're in more of a situation where you need to kind of like run and gun. So there are quite a few opportunities to wear or carry this duffel, and this is probably what you're expecting, but I think it's nice to see it sometimes. So I'm just going to take off the strap quickly here, or maybe not so quickly, so I can show you inside of the pack now. Do that. The water bottle out of there as well. So we've got just one secondary compartment on this thing, and it's on the front here by this GORUCK logo. Slide that off for now as well too. So that pops open like this, and then we've got a pretty big pocket inside of here. So this goes all the way down to the bottom of the pack here. It should be noted that it's not like raised or anything like that, so if you were to put an electronic in here, this could hit the ground when you set the bag down. There isn't a ton of padding here, so I don't know that I would do that, but for quick use, I mean, I can see throwing a Kindle in here if you're going to the park or something like that. So I don't have anything in the main area right now, but there is quite a bit of space there. I stowed a couple books in there while I was testing this thing. And then we have a little zippered compartment here. I'd like to stow my phone there just because it is kind of quick access. There are two zippers of protection, so if you're worried about someone snagging your phone, they have to open a zipper and open another zipper to get to your phone. And doing that without you noticing would probably be pretty difficult. I like that this is mesh. It's not stretchy mesh, it's a kind of a more durable mesh. So you can see what's inside of there. So you know it's there, but you have that, again, extra layer of protection there. So a pretty amply sized pocket. And I will say that it depends how much stuff you have stowed in the main compartment will affect how much you can fit inside of this front compartment. So if you have the front or the main compartment completely packed out, you're not gonna be able to fit as much stuff here because obviously it's gonna be kind of bulging out, whereas I don't have this thing completely full right now, so I am able to fit quite a bit of stuff inside of here. I was actually able to fit a travel tripod in here too, and then some of my camera gear on the inside. So there aren't a lot of external compartments or features on this thing, but the ones that there are here are very useful, and as I said, you can fit a ton of gear in there. So moving on to the main compartment, again, we're gonna see that simplicity is, key here. Just one big opening here, had to open up that flap to get there. So as you can see, I have quite a bit of gear stowed inside of here, but there's still quite a bit of room left for me to stow extra gear. So I've got two small to medium sized packing cubes, set those to the side, a large or maybe even an XL packing cube, depending how you look at it. And then I've got my toiletry kit and my tech pouch that I accidentally left open. Whoopsie daisies. So as you can see, quite a bit of room inside this thing and not a lot of organization, which I actually dig when it comes to a duffel. When I think of a duffel, I just want to shove as much stuff in here as possible and use my own organizers to do it. I don't want to be bogged down by a bunch of internal organization. So if you're looking for internal organization, this might not be the pack for you, but that's not to say that it's not here. So we've got these two pockets on the side here. So this are the same kind of mesh that was in that secondary compartment, not stretchy, just kind of a little bit more rugged. And we have a zippered closure here. So if you're going on a trip where you don't need to go on an airplane or something like that, you could stow toiletries here, just inside of there. Probably put them in a bag if they're liquids, but you could just put them in there because they don't necessarily need to be in a 311 pouch. And we have another one on the other side over here, exact same construction on this side. So you could do the same thing. You could do, socks and underwear could be packed in there, and then you just bring one bigger packing cube for your clothing. Really intuitive because they don't get in your way if you're not using them. I mean, I know that they're more durable materials and stuff, but they just kind of stay out of your way. And I would say similarly with this one pocket on the side here. So this isn't stitched in, it kind of acts like a tag, like on a shirt or something like that. So it kind of stays out of the way. Sometimes when you get into the pack, it'll kind of be sticking up like this. I guess it just depends how you pack it, but that's almost kind of a blessing too, because if you put a bunch of stuff in there and you put something you want quick access to, you can kind of sit this on top and it's like, okay, I can get to it pretty quickly. So right now I've just got a passport and a field notes and my wallet in there. So good place to put things you want more locked down. So if I know I'm not gonna be buying anything anytime soon, I can put my wallet in there, I can put my passport in there because that's pretty safe inside there unless someone takes the bag. Whereas my phone went in this exterior compartment because maybe I'm going to want that to take pictures or use a map or something like that. So this does have a little bit of extra just protection and kind of has an extra added layer of security as well. So we've got CORDURA inside here as well. It's not as thick as the CORDURA on the outside, but to be honest, I think that's fine because if you know, it's still very durable. When I think Cordura, I think durable. And I've said durable enough times, so I'm going to try and not say it till the very end again. But overall, just a lot of space to work with here. You're gonna have to probably use external organizers though, because otherwise this is just gonna kind of turn into a jumbled mess. Like if you just throw all your clothes in here, it's gonna be hard to find things and it's not gonna be organized, and maybe that works for you, that's fine. You're gonna fit more gear inside here if you just put it inside of here and you roll it up nicely than if you use these packing cubes, because I do have extra materials and zippers and stuff like that. But those help a lot to stay organized. So you can use, you know, your different packing cubes for different kinds of clothing and your tech pouch and stuff like that. So it does add space, but I know that my charger's in here, my battery bank's in here. So when I'm looking for something, I'm like, where is it? I can grab this and then get it because I know exactly where it is. So I would recommend using those external organizers. But overall, very happy with this thing and how much I was able to stow inside of it. I was a little bit worried that there weren't a ton of features on it, but sometimes less is more, and you really get a durable exterior shell, and that is the last time I'll say durable for this video. So there you have it, the GORUCK Kit Bag 2.0. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.